Hey guys, welcome back to the Snapper and Chronicles. Today we're back at you with another Ratchet video. Today we have a Duralast, and as we know, Duralast is a brand of the retail AutoZone, auto parts retailer. So, but before we jump into this Ratchet, if you find these videos at all helpful or entertaining, could you please give me a like and also subscribe to this channel. Alright, this is the Duralast 71-416, and this model here is the 1/4 inch model, and here's the switch. And as we see, when we engage the ratchet, the switch moves, so that's a dead giveaway for a batwing style pawl. And I did a couple of reviews on some Duralast ratchets before. There were ones, I think, they came out like maybe around 10 years ago, and they were pretty well regarded as far as being tough, you know, good quality ratchets. They were batwing pawls, and there were screws holding the plates. And in that model, yeah, like I said, a lot of people considered those pretty good. They were pretty coarse, around 36 teeth, and this one here is 36 teeth also. This one is similar to those, but it kind of veers off in interesting ways. Let's look at how this one differs a bit from those. First off, those had screws that screwed in from the back and screwed into the plates. So this one has a ring that holds the plate in, and this one, like those other models, had the engraving where it has warning, inspect, clean, and oil regularly, and it had the little symbol of the head with the safety glasses, and it says replace worn part. So that's a pretty nice touch when you see like a plate that's engraved like that. The problem here is that they put in this ring, and it's a ridiculously tight or hard to get out ring. There's no holes in it to stick an instrument in where you can grab onto it. What I had to do is get something needle thin like this, and I had to keep prying and wedging and hoping that I can break the space there and then be able to turn it a little bit to get it out. I'm not gonna go through that right now because that's gonna take time. I already pre-opened this one, so let's just suffice to say that it's not particularly easy to open with this ring in that circumstance, because the ring is so tight against the wall there that a regular pick, you're not gonna get in there. You need something like needle thin like that, and hopefully you won't break the tip. Alright, here's the ring, by the way. See, there's nowhere to grab it, there's nowhere to compress it. It's just a piece of flat metal that they stuck in there in the shape of a ring. Okay, and we pull up on the mechanism or the gear, and we pull out the plate. Here's the plate. Kind of interesting. It's kind of thin around the edge here. This is where the ring sits, in there. And you see the engraving a little bit better. And that's the rear of it. And interesting enough, there's a little chamfering over on the inside edge here, which is a pretty nice touch. Where this where it sits there. So that little chamfering helps to place the plate onto the anvil. Here's the anvil, 36 teeth. Like I said before, this one looks pretty new. Doesn't look like it got much use. Here are the teeth. Here is the ball detent. Pretty nice. Looks well centered. Everything looks pretty well done here. Here's a look at the paw, and this paw has actually, this batwing paw has 3 teeth per side, so more than usual. Usually on a batwing paw, usually you see around 2 teeth, and on the older Craftsman ratchets, I think they even used 1 tooth on certain series, if I'm not mistaken. But here we have a 1/4 inch ratchet, and it has a 3-tooth paw, and we're gonna remove the paw, and there's the ball bearing, or the ball that sits underneath, and there is the spring. That's what that looks like. I think I'm gonna put the spring back in. And the switch you have to remove from the inside. You can't remove it from the outside. You have to push it in, and then it comes out. Here's the paw. Yeah, looks pretty strong for a 1/4 inch. 3 teeth, like I said, and it looks decently wide. Looks well machined. Looks to be pretty nice. There it says 36T. I'm assuming 36 tooth and 1/4 inch. Okay. And the downfall of all this is the switch. And you know why? Because the switch is, you can see it. What do you think it is? It's plastic. So they put a plastic switch on this ratchet. So that's kind of it works, but usually you don't want to see plastic on ratchets, especially like on the switch. I don't know. It's like they could have done better there. Here's the inside of the mechanism. Looks okay. Looks, I don't know, maybe the way they applied the chrome, like the chrome on the outside looks nice. Looks pretty thick. Looks in good shape. Everything looks nice with the chrome on this ratchet, but kind of like when they went inside, they kind of like applied the chrome, and maybe it wasn't cleaned out or smoothed out really good, and it looks kind of choppy the way they applied the chrome. And the broaching looks okay, looks good. In some areas you can see it's kind of like, looks wobbly, especially in the middle there with the circle. You see how the round of the circle is kind of like wobbly. I don't know, maybe that's just me being too nitpicky, but that's the inside of the head. Looks pretty thick. Not bad. It's a 1/4 inch, so You're not gonna be expected to put 100 pounds of torque on this, even though some people might. Okay, to get this back together, you take your spring, your spring, right? You put that in the hole and take your ball bearing and put that. Oh, I forgot one thing. Make sure you put your switch in from the inside like that. Okay, now you get the ball. I kind of got lucky a couple of times. So I just kind of like, oh, it's not gonna work. Nothing works on camera. I was able to like just pop the ball onto the spring by jiggling it a little bit before, but that's not gonna work. And this looks like it won't work either because the pick is magnetized. So let me see if I can. Let me see this pick. Is it magnetized? No. This is better. Yeah. If this gets too much, I'm just gonna cut away and come back. Oh, there we go. Because no use you guys sitting through 2 minutes of me trying to get seat the ball on the spring. And here might be tricky too when you put the pawl on the ball. And remember that the switch has a square on it, like a diamond, and there's a square diamond hole on the back of the pawl. So if you put it in like this, make sure you switch it to the right side. That way the pawl can click in. The square in the switch can click into the square hole in the back. Alright, and now you get your gear in and you see if it's switching. Yes, it's switching, and this is what it show you what it looks like when it's ratcheting and engaging there. And you switch it. And that's the engagement. Alright, so now you take your plate, you drop that in. Like that, and you take your ring and you get it into the groove there. Yeah, it's not that easy either, getting it in. Because you can't compress it because there's no way of there's no holes there to get a snap ring plier to compress it, so it's kind of wonky. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend 5 minutes doing this, so I might just cut away and come back. Let me give it another few tries and see if I'm able to do this. Okay, that sounded that sounded hopeful. God, this is really crazy. Well, something like that. Let me cut away. I'll be back. Okay guys, we're back. This is the way it should look. The ring should go into the groove there and snap around the edge of the groove. It's a pain in the butt to get in, and it's a pain in the butt to get out. So just a little heads up there about this particular design and ring that they used. All in all, not a bad ratchet. Looks pretty decent for a 1/4 inch. Looks pretty strong for this type of size. The switch, like I said, is made of plastic, so just be aware of that. You know, it's could be some sort or a small liability, you know, to have a plastic switch on a ratchet you use all the time. But yeah, all in all, seems okay. Not, I will say, not as good as the other design where it had the screws in the head and the screws through the plate and all that. That design seemed a little bit better, more foolproof than this, with this ring here, which is pretty to get in and get out. Okay guys, that's all I got for now. Until next time.